We were in the 19th verse of Hanuman Chalisa. So we'll just go through that verse again and then we will take it up. Prabhu mudrika meli mukhamai jaladhi langhi gaye acharaja nahi. So over here Goswami Tulsidas ji is telling us that Hanuman ji, when he crossed the ocean, when they were all in search of Sita, one section of the Vanara army came looking for Sita in the southern direction. As a part of that team was Hanumanji, Angada, Jambavan, etc. So Hanumanji was the only one who could cross the ocean. So therefore they all told him that you are the only one who is capable of going, not only crossing the ocean, searching for Sita over there. That involves a lot of work, and then returning back also. It's not easy to cross the ocean. So therefore Hanumanji took up that most difficult task, which is not difficult for him of course, and then he crossed the ocean, found Sita, located Sita, spoke to her, had an audience with Ravana and came back also. So after he came back, all the Vanaras surrounded him and asked him what had happened. Did you find Sita? He says, seen, I have Sita, he says. He doesn't start with Sita, I have seen. Because if he starts with Sita, it can be Sita, I have not seen, or it can be Sita, I have seen. So he knows where exactly to use words, how exactly to use words. So right in the beginning he starts off with seen, I have. Seen means obviously they all know that he has seen Sita. Then after that he is relating to them whatever happened in Lanka. And then he says, when I crossed the ocean, I put Rama's ring. Rama had given him a ring on which we are told Ram was written. And Rama told Hanumanji, when you meet Sita, give it to her. She will know that you have come from my side, that I have sent you. Says, how did exactly Rama know that only Hanumanji will be able to find her? It's all beyond our comprehension and apprehension sometimes. The Lord knows who will be able to undertake this very difficult task and successfully fulfill it also. So Hanumanji also is such a great devotee of the Lord. We all know, it was any other person it would have been impossible. But for him it just became possible. So the Lord gives him the ring and he says, when you see Sita, give it to her. Then he's come back and he's telling them all. And he says, when I was crossing the ocean, I kept the ring in my mouth because his hands have to be free. His legs have to be free. He has to swim across the ocean. In the air he has to swim. Over there, he needs his hands to be free. He can't keep the ring anywhere. Because if he hides it or conceals it in the folds of his clothes, chances are it may fall off and drop into the ocean. Therefore, he can't take that chance. So the best thing was, Prabhu mudrika meli mukhamai. He put Prabhu's mudrika, the ring, in his mouth. And then when he met Sita, he gave it to her also. And then he came back and he is reporting it. The question is, why should he have put it in his mouth? Should he have put it in his mouth? Because he has given to her the Juta ring over there. So there is a very beautiful interpretation for this subject, because we all know by now that the entire Ramayana represents for us our own inner spiritual journey. So the ring had Ram on it. So we are told, all of us, men or women, those days even men used to wear ornaments. Even now, boys, men wear chain, they wear bangle, something around their wrist, chains they wear, earrings they wear. So therefore, whether it is a man or a woman, from top to bottom, from the top of our head up to our feet, we put various types of ornaments. Why do we use ornaments? We use ornaments so that we look nice, we look beautiful. Ornaments are there to enhance our beauty. So therefore, we wear ornaments. But Hanuman, and whichever limb It is possible we deck it up with ornaments. Now Hanumanji says, or the interpretation is that this organ called the tongue, it doesn't have any ornament at all. And the tongue is the one which gives maximum trouble to us. Eating and talking. Continuous eating. Even animals have a restriction. They follow a particular discipline. But when it comes to human beings, we know we overeat. So eating is a problem. No self-control over there. And of course, we know talking. We just can't keep quiet but talk. What have we spoken? Nothing constructive, nothing purposeful, nothing useful. But then we indulge it. So they say, masters say, if these two factors, if eating and talking can be controlled, we're already well self-controlled people. At least 50 to 60% of the problem taken care of. So therefore, this tongue needs to be checked. This tongue needs to be disciplined. How to discipline the tongue? The only way to discipline the tongue is to bring the Lord's name onto the tongue. Because we can't put any other ornament onto it. Gold ornament, not possible. We can't prick the tongue like how we prick our ears and put earrings, etc. Neither can we put a bangle around. It's not possible. So the only ornament for the tongue is the Lord's name. Dasaru says, Harinama naligege bhushana. Hari's name, the Lord of Hari, is the ornament. Bhushana means ornament for the nalige. Nalige means tongue. So therefore, what did Hanumanji do? The ring on which Ram Nam was written. So which means he has placed the Lord's name, Rama's name. Where did he place it? He placed it on his tongue. The moment we get initiated into the Lord's name, or if the Lord's name is on our tongue, automatically we are well set on the religious, on the spiritual path. Slowly, slowly, discipline will come in, self-control will come in, our eating habits will change. Of course, our talking habits also will change. How can we do that? Our culture will change. Dasaru again writes, Acharavillada nalige, ninna neecha buddhiya bidu nalige, he says. Sometimes we just use the tongue left and right. We are supposed to be cultured people, but sometimes we behave very uncultured. So therefore, the moment the Lord's name comes onto our tongue, all these things get taken care of. So therefore, Prabhu Mudrika Meli Mukhamai Jaladi Langi Gai Acharajanai. Is it something for us to wonder? No. Tulsidas ji says over here, you are the one who can accomplish anything. Why? You are the one who has crossed the ocean of samsara, which is supposed to be very difficult for us to cross over. It's shoreless. We do not know where the other end of the, we are on this side, or maybe we are in the middle of the ocean. We do not know where the shore is on the other side. Therefore, we always say shoreless ocean. So the samsara in which we have all fallen into normally is likened to ocean. Samsara sagara, ocean of samsara. Very difficult for us to cross through. Adi Shankara in Bhajagovindam says, very difficult to cross over the ocean of samsara. Therefore, he says, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate. Take to the Lord's name. 3 times he insists. Because our memory is very short term. We will forget it. We will say yes and we will forget. So the emphasis over there to take to the Lord's name. Consistently, regularly, sincerely. We have to bring in the discipline in our lives. So therefore, the ocean of samsara is so difficult for all of us to cross over, yet Hanumanji has crossed it. So if he can cross the ocean of samsara, which is shoreless, this ordinary ocean between Bharat and Lanka is insignificant for him. And also another very beautiful significance, Lord's name is there, Lord's ring is there with him, means Ram is there. Now he is crossing over the ocean. He is not swimming in the waters over there. What does the ocean represent? It represents samsara for us. So we always say, I am drowned in the ocean of samsara. I don't have any time for satsang. I don't have any time to go to the temple. Why? We are drowned in it. We are in contact with the waters of samsara. Hanumanji is flying higher, which denotes for us or signifies spiritual sadhana. We have lifted ourselves off slightly. How? Through karma yoga or bhakti yoga or dhyana yoga or jnana yoga, some path. The teacher has put us onto the path, and therefore slightly we have moved up. We have elevated ourselves. Spiritually we have moved higher. Is represented by Hanumanji there. Hanumanji represents any individual. Not in touch or not in contact directly with the waters, but he is flying high. So when he is flying high across the ocean, it represents an individual doing spiritual sadhana. It can be japa, it can be dhyana, contemplate, anything it can be. So when we are slowly moving on the spiritual path with the help of the Lord's name, supposing at some point of time we slip or we fall or we are not aware, what can happen to the ring? That ring can go down. It can fall off if it's not in his mouth. If the ring falls off into the ocean, how to pick it up? It will land on the ocean bed. Nobody can go down deep. We don't even know. We say bottomless, depthless is how we describe the ocean. We can never ever retrieve it. So therefore that also suggests very beautifully that when we are doing our sadhana, we should be very regular, we should be consistent, we should be vigilant, we should be alert, so that whatever path the teacher has given to us or whatever mantra he has initiated us into, whatever he has told us to do, to perform as a spiritual sadhana, that should not just get drowned in the ocean of samsara. If we slip, that's what is meant by slipping and falling. What is slipping and falling? It's not that we go into a ocean literally over there. Means we just fail to continue our spiritual path, spirituality, our spiritual sadhana. Therefore he has put it in his mouth, which means we should be very careful when we are moving on our spiritual path or when we have undertaken some spiritual sadhana. We should be very careful to do whatever the teacher has told us consistently, regularly, sincerely. Only then success will come to us. So that's the interpretation of this beautiful verse. We will continue. Durgama kaja jagate ke jete, sugama anugraha tumare tete. Again, Durgama means very difficult. So kaja means work. In this jagat means in this world, Durgama kaja jagate ke jete. Anything that is difficult for us, challenging for us, which we can think as impossible. It can be anything, whether at home or outside of the home, in our office, anywhere it can be. The challenge is too big, the task is too big. It's very difficult for us to accomplish it. If Hanumanji's anugraha is there with us, anugraha means his grace and blessings is there with us, it becomes sugama. Durgama becomes sugama. Durgama means difficult, impossible. Sugama means possible, easy. So when will all our difficulties, our challenges, our program, anything that we undertake in life, when will it all become easy for us and everything will fall into place? Only when the Lord's grace is there on us. Whose grace should be there? Since we are talking about Hanuman Chalisa, we say Hanumanji's grace should be there on us. Nobody can do anything to us. Once the Lord is there on our side, that's what Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita. When the Lord is there with us, means if we completely and totally surrender onto Him, He says, I will take you out of everything. Why are you worried? Same thing He tells Arjuna also. Just become a mere instrument in my hand. That's it. Afterwards, glory will be yours, fame will be yours, kingdom will be yours, victory will be yours. You just have to completely surrender onto me. So when we have completely and totally surrendered onto the Lord, our Ishtadevata, Hanumanji, his anugraha will be fully there on us. Nobody can do anything. People can't do anything. If they try to, Bhagavan knows how to take us out of all problems, challenges, any obstacle that anybody puts in our life, he knows how to remove it all. What about the mighty planets? We have these Navagrahas. Tyagaraja Swami has written a very beautiful Kirtana. He says, Graha Balam Emi. Where is the strength of these Grahas? Grahas means those Navagrahas, 9 planets, who are supposed to influence our lives. What can the strength of all the planets put together do to one who has got Rama's anugraha? He plays with that word Graha. So when Rama's anugraha is there, no graha can do any agraha. Why? He will do nigraha. Lord will come and check them. Lord will help us out of it. So therefore we need the Lord's grace and blessings. So if that is there with us, how to seek it? Ananyas Chintayanto Mam. In the Bhagavad Gita, in the 9th chapter, Bhagavan says over there, we should have Ananya Bhakti towards Him. Single pointed Bhakti. Lord and Lord and Lord alone. Nothing but the Lord. The absolute, total, unconditioned surrender to Him. Then He will take care of our yoga and kshema. Our yoga and kshema become His responsibility, which means His grace has come to us. His blessings have come to us. It's just like we want the sunlight indoors, but the windows are closed, the curtains are closed. How will the sunlight enter into our house? Sunlight is there outside. Sun is not partial. He is not sending his light to the neighbor's house and not sending and depriving us of his light. Sun's grace is equally available on all of us. But our neighbor has opened the curtains, drawn the curtains, and therefore sunlight can enter, whereas we have closed the curtains. So all that we have to do is push the curtain aside. Once we do that, the sunlight that is there just outside the window will come in. Effortlessly, spontaneously, instantaneously it will come inside. Similarly, Bhagavan's anugraha also, what should we do? We need to do nothing. All that we need to do is just open up our minds. Our minds are all closed. Even though we say I am the Lord's devotee, every day I pray to Him, I go to the temple, I do this vrata, I do that vrata, I chant this prayer. But still, if we really check up, our minds have not totally, unconditionally opened up to the Lord. What can the Lord do? What can the sunlight do when we have closed the curtains? It's not the sunlight's fault. Similarly, it's not Bhagavan's fault if we don't receive His grace. He is not holding it back. We are the ones who are responsible for it. So all that we have to do is open up our mind. How to open up our mind? Bhakti, devotion. From where to get bhakti? Love. It's there already in us. We don't have to go to the market and purchase love. Or we don't have to ask any of our people at home, will you please give some love? I want to invest it in the Lord. It's already there with us. The same love which we invest in things and beings of the world, we just have to turn it towards the Lord. And the Lord says unconditional it should be. There should be no otherness over there. That's one condition He puts. He says either you fill up your mind with the world or you fill it up with me. But two things cannot occupy the same place at the same time. So either Bhagavan is there in our mind and therefore the world is outside of the mind, or we have fully filled up our mind with world and worldly things and beings, and Bhagavan is there outside. So all that we need to do to invoke His grace and blessings is to just love Him. Bhakti. Just like how to be devoted to the Lord, it's simple. How did we love all our people at home? It's as simple as that. What is meant by love? Love means I identify with that person over there. How much I identify with that person over there in front of me is a measure of my love. Or other way around also. How much do I love that person is determined by how much of myself I identify with that person. If we identify ourselves completely and totally with the person in front of us, so that they say one soul, two bodies, that means 100% love. When the same love is turned towards the Lord, it becomes bhakti. So therefore, the only way to invoke the Lord's grace and blessings is to be devoted to Him. And once we become devoted to Him, the Acharya over here says, all that is durgama for us, which is very, very difficult for us, it will all become sugama. We tell our children also, balavihar children, test is very difficult, exam of course is very difficult. So therefore you study, you have to do your bit. Hanumanji did his bit. It was not easy for him to cross the ocean. When he was crossing the ocean, so many obstacles came, so many challenges came, and he so beautifully crossed over all those hurdles and challenges. So it's not that challenges did not come for him, hurdles were not there for him. Similarly for us also as students, an exam or a test or an interview is not going to be easy. But we have to do our bit. And what is that? It is self-effort. Every work, here it is, work means studying for the examination. I've just taken up this example of examination. Every work, whatever we do, even if it is some work in the kitchen, cooking, some recipe, it demands its own quota of self-effort. It's a law in nature. Unless and until we put in that much of self-effort, the end product will not come out properly. So therefore students must study. Wholeheartedly they should study. It's not that they went through the book should go through them. Like that they must study. And then afterwards when they go to the examination, that's how we tell our balavihar children, because Gurudev used to tell us like that. So when you go to the examination room, over there, sit over there, answer paper is there, question paper is there, you have picked up the pen to write now. Whatever the answer we have to write, invoke Hanumanji. Ask him to come. And ask him to stand on your left shoulder, not on the right shoulder. Why? When he stands on the left shoulder, he can see what we are writing. It's easy for him to hold our right hand, barring the left-handers. So ask him to come. So beautifully he is to tell us. Ask him to come and stand at your left shoulder, or make him sit next to you. You hold the pen. Let him hold your hand. And say, come on, let us write the examination. Let us start writing the answer. Both of us together. By myself, I can't do anything. Now I have surrendered onto you. Now together, let us accomplish this. Or, Lord, you alone accomplish it for me. Then he used to say, see what the result will be. That's how it is. So therefore, total self-effort must be there. We must engage ourselves in the field of activity that is there in front of us. We are not to run away from the field of activity. Why? It's difficult for me, I don't like it. That is cowardliness. We must face whatever is there in front of us. We must engage ourselves in the field of activity, whatever it be. In this place, in this time, in this particular situation or occasion, whatever it be. But ask for the Lord's help. How can we ask for His help, or how can we invoke His grace? By praying to Him with our devotion. And whenever we say devotion, faith also comes in. Together they are. Faith and devotion, Shraddha and Bhakti are always together. So when He is there in this world, is there anything that is impossible? No. With His anugraha, everything will become sugama. So they say, I was talking about the planets. All the planets are under His control. All the 33 crore devatas, their power is with Him. The ability and the capacity to handle all their weapons, all the devatas is with Him. So anything, he will make it easy for us. No planet can do anything to us. We'll come to it later on. Shani, Bhagavan's, Sankata Mochana Hanumanji, it comes over here. So therefore, if the Lord's grace is there, everything he will make it easy for us. Rama duare tuma rakhware hotana agnya bina paisare sabasuka lahe tumari sarana tuma rakshaka 𝐾𝐿 darana apana tej samharo ape tino loka 𝐼𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐴 𝐾𝐝. Rama duare, you are the one who are looking after the dwara of Hanumanji. Had access to the inner apartments of the palace where the Lord was staying along with his family, Rama, Sita, brother, etc. Nobody was allowed because Rama is the king. But Hanumanji was an exception. Rama said, you can move around easily. Why? I consider you as my brother, he said. I consider you as my own son, my own child. Sita considers him as her own child. Therefore, full freedom given to him. So, Rama is there, let's say inside, the dwara is there outside, and who is there on this side? Hanumanji is standing over there, let's say guarding over there, because rakavare. And without, according to the verse over here, without his permission, hotana agnya bina paisare. Without his permission, nobody can enter inside. It just means over there that if Hanumanji's grace and blessings are there on us, he will make it easy for us to enter into the inner apartment or to the chambers of the Lord. Sri Ram. Lord Rama Darshan will become possible for us, available for us, if Hanumanji allows us inside. So it looks like, is he there like a security guard, leaving some people inside, allowing some people to go inside for the Lord's darshan, and then blocking some people and saying, no, I can't allow you. Is he doing that? No. He's not a partial person like anybody else. He's an impartial person. Then what does this mean? Any dwara means door. When we say door, there is a threshold. So that side there is something else, this side there is something else. On that side, let's say inside. Who is there inside the inner apartment? Lord is there for darshan. And then there is a threshold over there. Outside of the threshold, so outside we are all there. So that dwara and its threshold gives us an idea of outside and inside. External world, internal world or inner world. So we have to move from being extroverted, we have to turn around, take a U-turn. The mind has to take a U-turn and move inward. Why? Lord's darshan is available only inside of us. So we want Ishvara darshana, we want Bhagavad darshana, means we have to turn inward. Where is it we are practicing bhakti? Basically we are practicing it within us. Where are we practicing meditation and contemplation? We are practicing it within us. So even if we are engaged in karma yoga, we are doing something outside, over there, dropping the I-ness, dropping the mind over there, considering ourselves as a totally empty instrument for the Lord to function through us, and saying, Naham Karta, Hari Karta, it's all in an inner state, an inner bhava of ours. So therefore Hanumanji at the threshold over there represents for us Guru. So who is the Guru? He is the one who is going to take us across the threshold. From the outer external world, he will make us take a U-turn, and he will help us to go within ourselves by initiating us with some path, whatever it be. The teacher knows how we are, what our constitution is physically, mentally, intellectually, and he'll give us the most suitable path for us, which we can easily walk. Spiritual sadhana. So when we start our spiritual sadhana, it's slowly moving from outside to inside. So when we are moving spiritually from outside to inside, From being extroverted to being introverted, who is the one who is going to help us? It's only the Guru who will help us. Hanumanji stands for Guru over there. That's the meaning of this. So therefore, if he comes into our life, or if we invoke him, darshan of the Lord, whether it is saguna or nirguna, mukti, moksha, will become possible for us. Sabad sukha lahe tumhari sarana. We have been given over what is it that we should do. The teacher says over here, Sharana means surrender. How should we surrender? Total, complete surrender. We are not to hold back anything. That way, if we have completely surrendered onto the Lord, like how Arjuna surrendered to Krishna, and that's how he won the war. So therefore, over here, if we surrender totally onto Hanumanji, everything sukha will come to us. Sukha means happiness, victory, success, fulfillment, whatever it be, in our materialistic life as well as our spiritual life. In both cases, Bhagavan will help us. Why? He is the only one who can help us all. Even in our material realm, in our samsaric existence also, he alone can help us. So everything will become sukhatara for us if we totally and unconditionally surrender onto him. Tuma rakshaka 𝐾𝐞𝐿 𝐾𝐿. When you are there as my protector, when you are there as my sole refuge, why should I fear? There is no fear for me at all. Why? Lord is there. I am leaning on to the Lord. So why should I fear? The children lean on to their parents. Therefore, no fear for them. We lean on to this thing and we lean on to that thing, or we lean on to this person and we lean on to that person. Leaning on means taking shelter and taking refuge in others. So when we lean on to somebody and we hope that in our crisis time, in our difficult time, she will help me out or he will help me out in this world of change, in the realm of change, they will move. And when they move, we were leaning on to them. Leaning on, I don't mean physically. Even when we lean on to somebody physically, if that person moves, we will fall. If we are leaning on to a pillar and a pillar crashes, we will fall. So similarly, emotionally, mentally and intellectually, when we lean on to somebody and that somebody moves away from our lives, why? We are in a world of change, we completely collapse. Physically, mentally and intellectually, we will collapse. So therefore, our acharyas say, why do you want to lean on to people? They will move away and then you will collapse, you will sink. Why do you want to lean on to anything? That thing will move away from your life. Nothing is permanent. Then you will get totally shaken up. You will fall. Instead of that, whom should we lean on to? We should lean on to the Lord. If we lean on to the Lord, will He not move? From where to where will He move? He is all pervading. Wherever we are sitting, He is just there behind us and in front of us also. On all our sides He is there. So whichever side we tilt, we are leaning on to Him. Supposing we move from wherever we are all sitting now up to some other place and we stand over there, Bhagavan is there, already there. Why? He is all pervading. So in whichever direction I tilt myself, I am leaning on to Him. I am leaning on to His shoulders. So Bhagavan's shoulders become the longest, broadest shoulders on which all of us can lean on. Do all of us have space? Yes, we have space. Why? He is all pervading. So wherever we are leaning on to Him. We are safe. So when He is there to protect us, Raksha, when He is there to protect us, why should we fear? Fear of what? Bhagavan is there to take care of everything. That is called total surrender. If we read the biographies of all our saints, so many beautiful incidents come over there, where totally and unconditionally they have surrendered onto the Lord. And therefore then the Lord takes over. And there is absolutely no fear at all. For why fear when Bhagavan is there? There is no fear at all. It's only when we invest our energies and invest our trust and our faith in this thing and that thing, the fear comes in. The fear factor comes in. Why? We know they can change. Heart of hearts, we know. We can't trust anybody. But Bhagavan most trusted. And for sure, he will never forsake anybody. We say, I am a God-forsaken person. Some people say that in times of crisis, problems, terrible problems have come. Then they say, I am a God-forsaken person. Nobody is God-forsaken. If we are God-forsaken, we wouldn't be living over there to say, I am God-forsaken. We can only be man-forsaken person. But we can never be God-forsaken person. If the Lord leaves us, we are zero. We are nothing. So never ever will He leave us. So therefore, when He is there to protect us, why fear? Apana teja samharo apai tino loka 𝐼𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐻𝐿 𝐾𝐞𝐦𝐿. Who is there to be compared with you? Is the meaning of tejas means aura. Aura, the brilliance, the might, the glory, the power, the valor that Hanumanji indicates to us or depicts to us. Can we compare him with anybody else? No, we can't compare him with anybody else. So if at all we need to compare or we want to compare him with somebody, we have to compare him only with himself. All our gods, it's not just Hanumanji. It's Hanumanji over here because we are doing the Hanuman Chalisa. Whether we take Shiva or whether we take Rama or whether we take Krishna. Again Daswara is written, 𝐼𝐻𝐳𝐤 𝐼𝐻𝐵 na kani. Gopi Janapriya Gopalani Gallade. Take up any aspect, beauty, character, purity, strength and might, lordship. Very beautifully he gives, reasons over there to say, nobody can be compared with you when it comes to all of this. Therefore, whom can we compare you with? We can compare you only with you. So therefore, apanateja samharo ape. Nobody can be compared to you. You can be compared only to yourself. It just shows over here his might, his strength, his power, the aura. It's not just physical strength we are talking about. His intelligence, we've already seen. He's a Jnana Sagara, he's a Guna Sagara. Anything we pick up is an ocean of that virtue. Tino loka 𝐼𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐻𝐿. If you let out a roar, all the three worlds will be shivering. Is what Tulsidas ji says over here. They always say when a roar is always likened to a lion's roar. Lion's roar is very, very powerful. So anything, this is Simha Dvani or Simha Nada. So when you roar, who will get scared? Only those who are pursuing the path of adharma, the path of unrighteousness. Only they will shiver. Why? They know their end is coming. But all those who are on the positive side, walking the path of dharma, walking the path of righteousness, the good people, the noble people, the virtuous people, they will never ever fear. Why? They are well set on the path. They are under His grace, under the umbrella of His grace. Why will they shiver? So it's always for the other side over there. And also Simha Dvani or lion's roar. It's not necessarily letting out a roar which is very, very audible to our ear. Yes, I heard it. How did you hear it? I heard it with my ear. But there is a silent roar also now and then that happens within all of us. We say inner voice. My conscience told me like this to do, but I didn't listen to my consciousness. Sometimes an inner call, an inner voice which tells us, don't do this, or do this. That is also a roar only. No doubt nobody outside can hear it. It's like a whisper inside, but it is very, very powerful. Why? Simha Nada, lion's roar. Lion Simha stands for Dharma. We already went through it. Kesari Nandana. So Simha always stands for righteousness. Dharma. That is why Simhasana, the king sits on the seat of Dharma. So Simha, lion's roar means the roar of Dharma. Somebody inside us. We can call it as the Lord, we can call it as a voice in us. It's telling us constantly what to do. Will it tell us something wrong? Never it will tell us to do something wrong. Say, no, my inner voice told me to do like this, which was wrong. That means it's our mind telling us. But we have put it down to the consciousness in us. Bhagavan, who is there inside us, will never ever advise us wrong. Never he will show us the path of adharma or the path of unrighteousness. He will always tell us the right path which we have to tread. The path of dharma, the path of righteousness. So now and then a call comes in us, within us. We may say it's a soft voice inside, but it is very powerful. So most of the time we deny it and we put it aside. But for those who have listened to it, it's very powerful. That's how it's influenced them, and thereby they have changed. Total transformation can happen in that particular personality. So therefore it is called as lion's roar, Simha Dwani. Shankanada also they say. Bhagavan is blowing his Shanka where? Not outside. He is blowing it within us, telling us what to do and what not to do. So therefore, if we invoke Hanumanji in our lives sincerely, regularly, with all our Shraddha Bhakti, he will tell us what to do. He will show us the right path. He will show us the right path, and when we are walking the path, sure he will be there with us, by our side, helping us to move slowly, and where will he lead us? He will lead us up to our goal. The end result, Mukti, Moksha, or Ishvara Darshana, or Rama Darshana. Bhuta Pishacha Nikata Nahi Aave, Mahavira Jab Naam Sunave, Nasai Roga Hare Sabapira, Japate Nirantara Hanumata Bhira. Bhuta Pishacha Nikata Nahi Aave, Mahavira Jab Naam Sunave. The moment Bhuta Pishacha literally don't mean bhutas and ghosts and pishachas, evil spirit. That is also there on one side. What does it actually represent? It actually represents for us anything that is negative. That's what it represents. The good and the bad. Good represents constructiveness, positiveness, and the bad always represents for us destructiveness, good. A negative, that is what bad denotes. So when we say Bhuta Pishacha, it means all that which is negative. Negative within us, and that the negative that is there around us and about us, environment also. Sometimes our environment can be very negative, but we will not know. Very sensitive people who are walking the spiritual path, immediately they will know. It needs a certain amount of sensitivity. Some of us say, I can make out how much salt to put into the sambar. Just by looking, how do we know? We have not tasted it. For us, those who are new to cooking, we need to taste it and then keep on adding the salt bit by bit. But some of them just can see. Why? They are sensitive. So similarly, this is a sensitiveness over there. So some people can really, they will know, and they will even experience either the positiveness of an environment or a negativeness of an environment. And also, even all of us carry our own energy with us when we are moving. All of us are an energy field. So when two of us meet, one energy field is meeting another energy field, and the energy fields are going to overlap. So the one which is stronger definitely can have its influence on the one which is weaker. So positive meeting with a less positive is fine. But if a positive meets a negative, and if the negative is very powerful, what can it do? It can completely overwhelm the positive. So therefore, we are talking about negativity over here. So outside and inside of us. So, Mahavira Jabanama Sunave. The moment, it can be a being, it can be a situation, anything. The moment we chant Mahavira means Hanumanji's name, all that which is negative will go away. So when we consistently always chant Hanumanji's name, whatever be the name that we have taken up to, the name itself is very, very positive. All the names of the Lord. That is why so much of importance given to the Ashtottaras, the 108 names, or the Sahasranamas. Every name, Nama of the Lord, whichever God, Shiva Sahasranama, Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, Anjaneya Sahasranama is there, Ganapati Sahasranama is there. All our gods have Sahasranama. One Nama is enough for us. Nama one name is enough for us. We can hold on to it. That much of positivity is there in all the Lord's names. That is why in our tradition, we name the children during Namakarna time. Children are given names picked up from the Sahasranama or the Ashtottaras. Why? Knowingly and unknowingly, consciously and unconsciously, constantly we are calling out to the child over there. Lakshmi, Lakshmi, or Gauri, Gauri, Rama, Krishna, whatever it be. Shankara. When we say that, it's sound. We are creating, when we say Shankara or when we say Rama, we are creating sound energy. And that sound energy, that sound has got its own energy field. It's very, very healing for us. It is very, very soothing for us. It is very, very beneficial for us. Why? Because it's positive. Similarly with Hanumanji's names also. We can call him as Hanuman, Anjaneya, Maruti. So many names he has got. So the moment Hanumanji's name is pronounced or uttered, all that which is negative will go away. Okay, again, should we say it loudly? It all depends. Loudly also okay. But I want to only whisper the Lord's name. That also is fine. No, not even whisper. Silently, I just want to think of the Lord's name. That also is fine. Because we are creating it mentally. When we whisper or say it loudly, it's only audible, that's all. But we did take the Lord's name. It's not audible, that's all. But the energy is there still. So what will that energy do? All the positive energy will remove or completely wipe out the negative energy. So Bhuta Pishacha Nikata Nai Ave Mahavira Jabanama Sunave. The moment we take the Lord's name, all negativity, all the negative energy surrounding us, outside of us and inside of us will all go away. Once the negativity goes away, automatically positivity will come to us. That's called as moving ahead on our spiritual path. Nasai roga hare sabapira japata nirantara hanumata bira. When we consistently and constantly keep on thinking of Hanumanji, chanting his name, thinking about him, japata, to do japa of his name. Nirantara, antara means with breaks. Nirantara means constantly and consistently. If we take to the Lord's name, what will happen to us? Nasai roga, all diseases will go away. What all diseases? Diseases are put into two categories, Vyadi and Adi. One is related to physical body. Diseases which affect the physical body. There are some diseases which affect the inner equipment, the mind and the intellect, more so the mind. Adi and Vyadi. All are rogas for us. We wanted to go away from our lives. When will they go away from us? And when will we become healthy people physically, mentally, intellectually and spiritually? When we take to the Lord's name. Nasai roga. Hare saba pida. Pida means pain, grief, sorrows, troubles that we go through again within ourselves and outside of us. At home or outside of our home, in our office, whatever it be. Everything, all the difficulty, the sorrow, the hurdles that come in our life, the obstacles that we meet in our life, the challenges that we have to encounter in our life, it's continuous. Who will take us through all of that smoothly? Help us to sail through it smoothly. Hanumanji will help us. Why? He is the best. He is an incarnation of Shiva himself. Who Shiva? Mrityunjaya is. He is the one who has conquered death itself. He is Shiva is called as Vaidyanatha. Vaidya means doctor. Natha means Lord. He is called as Vaidyanatha. There is a very beautiful story, and there is Vaidyanatha temple also in the south. So he is the Lord of all Vaidyas. Hanumanji is an amsha of him. So he is the doctor and he is the medicine also. What is the medicine? His name. Kulashekar Alvar in his Mukundamala. It's a very beautiful, it's a long stotra glorifying Krishna. And there is any Adi and Vyadi, like I said, any disease has got 3 types of cures. Mantra, Aushada and money. Common. These are the 3 methods by which we can remove any disease. Mantra means chanting the Lord's name. Aushada means medicine. Money, gem therapy is there in our tradition. It's very, very scientific. The problem is, who is doing the gem therapy? Do they know gem therapy? What gold can do to us, what silver can do to us, and what the various gems, Navaratnas, can do to us. When the sun's light passes through the gems and it hits us, actually it touches our skin only. What it can do to us. It's a whole science behind it. So money, gem. These are the only 3 methods by which we can become healthy. Kulashekar Alvar in his Mukundamala, he says, Krishna is my money. So the beautiful verse over there, Krishna Mani, Krishna Mani, Krishna Mani, he says over there. The gem called Krishna will remove all Adi, Vyadi, Pida, everything. So Krishna Mani, he says, Krishna is my Aushada. Krishna himself is the medicine. And Krishna Mantra. Krishna Mantra also will. Why? Mantra is very, very powerful. Health means some negativity. Somewhere something is not all right physically. Therefore we say disease. Dis-ease. I am not at ease. To put it back in ease, what should we do? Not at ease means some negativity, whatever it be. That negativity has to be removed. How to remove it? Bring in positivity. What can bring in the positivity? Money can, gem can, Aushada can, medicine can, and mantra can. So all of them. Kulashekar in his Mukundamala, he said, all these 3 are Krishna for me. Similarly over here, when we continuously and consistently chant Hanumanji's name, all our Adi, Vyadi, Rogas, all Roga will go away from us. We will become healthy people, and also all the difficulties, Kashta, hurdles, challenges, whatever it be that come in our life constantly, all that Bhagavan will remove it from our lives. Next shloka, Sankatate Hanuman Chudave, Mana Krama Vachana Dhyana Jo Lave. Mana means mind. Mind is nothing but thought flow. Mind is nothing but thoughts, moving continuously one after the other, one after the other. So Mana means thought. Krama means activity, actions. Vachana means what we speak, words. So thought, word and deed. Into all of them we should bring in Hanumanji. Mana, Krama, Vachana, Dhyana Jo Lave. Dhyana means our bhava. That dhyana is nothing but a bhava, wherein I am connecting with something. In dhyana, what are we connecting with? We are connecting with something higher, with the Lord, Saguna or Nirguna. So how should we connect? And constantly we can't sit on the seat of meditation and be meditating over there. We are all householders. Therefore, Mana, Krama, Vachana. Whatever in thought or in word or in deed, these are the only ways energy goes out from us. We think, constantly we are thinking, And then we are talking. Even if we are not talking, we are again thinking. That is always there. Or we are functioning in the world outside. So in thought, word and deed, how should our bhava be? We should be connected with the Lord. We should be connected with Hanuman. What will he do for us? Sankatate Hanuman Chudave. Chudave means he will release us completely. From what all will he release us? He will release us from all sankata, kashta, difficulties, problems, challenges, anything that comes into our life, in whatever way it comes. Completely Hanumanji will remove it for us, provided we bring him into our lives, we connect with him properly at the level of thought, word and deed. Now the Sankata word is always associated with Hanumanji. We say Sankat Mochan Hanumanji. Sankat Mochan Stotra is also there. Sankat Mochan Hanuman Stotra is there. Constantly there are people devotees who chant it. Why? Some kashta is there, some difficulty is there. I want to get out of it. Take to Sankat Mochan Hanuman Stotra. So Stotra means a stuti, glorifying the Lord. But when we glorify the Lord, it becomes stuti becomes stotra. He will help us to cross over our difficulties. Who? Hanumanji. And what is he called as? Sankat Mochan. So take to Sankat Mochan Hanumanji, even if it is not stotra, take to his name, is what the teacher is saying. That's what again Dasaru says. Narajanma bandaga nalige iruvaga Krishnayana Bharate. Whatever you have been born as a human being. Whatever you are doing, thought, word or deed, just take to the Lord's name. Instead of saying 𝐼𝐢𝐬𝐦, say Shiva Shiva, say Krishna Krishna, or say Hanumanji. Because whatever comes out of our mouth sometimes is so meaningless. Instead of that, take to the Lord's name. If we take to the Lord's name, what will happen? All our Sankata Kashta will go away. Now Hanumanji is called as Sankat Mochan Hanuman. Why is Hanumanji called as Sankat Mochan Hanuman? There is a beautiful, interesting incident behind it. A small little story is there behind. Why we call Hanumanji as Sankat Mochan Hanuman? And the Sankat Mochan Hanumanji is normally invoked and worshipped on Saturday, Shanivar. It's a very beautiful story which I think we should go through. We will go through this story in our next class.